okay, so now you after NBA professional, it's the big three. How's that? Like, did you want it? Because I think at first when the big three came out, people were looking at it like, it's just like, they just doing this league. But now it became so big now. It's huge right now. I love watching the big three. How did you feel playing for the big
It
three?
was cool. It was cool just getting back around, around some of the older guys. Obviously, we competed with. That was like our era of hoop. All the guys that was actually playing in it, and we had a lot of fun. It was good because now guys had to play mano a mano. So
Right.
like in the league,
Right.
you got all kind of help and
Right,
this.
right,
And
right,
ain't
right,
no
right.
dunking
Yeah,
them.
yep,
You
yep.
got a guard.
You got a guard now. You gotta
Obviously,
play.
we're not as quick and explosive as we used to be,
Right.
but we still had flashes of some special stuff out there or whatever. So it was a good time. My first year, obviously, we went undefeated.
You won the championship,
Won
right?
the championship. The next year, we didn't have as much success, but it was a fun time. I think it's a good league for the players. A lot of players that get out the house. A lot of kids to see them play and different things like that. So, I wish it luck.
How did it feel like winning the championship? And do you feel like I wish I would have won the NBA championship or like?
I mean, obviously, it's not the
Right,
same, right?
not the same, right? But
Obviously, we want to
like,
win. We want to win it. You always want to win, right? You want to win
Right,
at the
of course.
highest level. You know what I'm saying? I won a state championship, obviously, and it was the first one in my school's history or whatever, the TSC. But winning the Big Three championship is nothing like the NBA championship.
Right.
You know
But
what
this
I'm
is
saying?
first
But it was
year.
fun.
This is the first year Big Three. It's like so. It's still an excitement difference.
Yeah, it was definitely exciting. You know what I'm saying? I mean, Kenyon cried. Martin.
See,
You know what I'm saying?
yeah. See, like
So I mean, so everybody had different levels of emotion. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
In regards to the win, but for me, it was just cool going undefeated, and if anything, more trash talking rights than anything.
Right,
Because
right, yeah.
everybody wanted us to lose. Like
Right.
we a lot of times we was getting the last game, and all other teams would sit and watch, wishing we lost. You know what I'm saying?
yeah,
Just to
yeah.
get us to stop
Undefeated
talking trash every
and that's the
week.
first year too. Like,
Yeah. So it was fun. It was
Yeah.
fun from that perspective.
I wanted to ask you something before I get into this question about the NBA, being a professional ball player. What's the order of accomplishment for a player? Is it to get the money, the championship, or Hall of Fame? In what order do you want that in? Because some people say they just want the money, or some people say they want the championship first, then they get the money, then the Hall of Fame. Like,
I think the way you said it, I think it's the money first. You want to get a big contract. You want to get a championship, obviously, especially if you're, considered one of the top, 10, 15 players in the league. That's how you validate yourself. It's like, being one of the greats is through the chip. And then obviously the Hall of Fame is the icing on the cake.
so is in that order?
I think it's that order.
That order, so it's money first, because then you have players that will be like, I want to get that chip first, and I'm gonna get the money after that.
Right. Well, it usually don't work out like that.
Don't work out, right?
You know
You
what
might
I'm
not get
saying?
the chip,
Yeah,
right?
it might not get the chip, and it don't work out like that. I don't think guys come in with that mindset. I want to win a championship, then make my money. Like,
No,
I think if anybody told you that, they full of shit.
Right. So get the money first,
Got to
championship,
get the contract
contract
bro.
first, and then
Got to take care of your
Hall of
people,
Fame.
man.
Right.
Championships don't put no food on the table, bro.
That's true. Now you're putting food on the table with your championship with Viola. Let's talk about the Viola movement.
Yeah, Viola's something I started back in 2011.
Let me say congratulations first. I'm sorry, because I love your movement with Viola. I love everything that you're doing.
I appreciate it.
You're making a dope movement.
But yeah, we started in 2011, man. Me and my cousin, pretty much, I seen Cannabis help my grandma. Her name's Viola, which is the name of, we named the company after her. She was our inspiration. But she came to see me play when I was in, Colorado and was suffering from glaucoma. And pretty much I had her try cannabis. And, she, an hour and a half later, I went to go check on her and she was reading her Bible. And said it was the first time she read her Bible in over 3 years. And, just give you a little bit of background about my grandmother, if she not going to heaven, we all going to hell for sure. Like, she's so straight and narrow.
Man.
My grandfather died when she was in her 30s. She never remarried. I always say she buried the Lord. You know what I'm saying?
Right,
Like, she's been that, solid. And, for her to, be open-minded enough to try cannabis, one, lets you know that where she was mentally. You know what I'm saying? She was at a point where she was tired of being in pain.
How old was you?
She was 79 years old at the time.
And when she tried it?
When she was 79. Yeah,
I'm trying to get my mom's to try. You got your grandmother 79.
And what's crazy, and that's what I'm saying. Like I always tell people, like I mean, I really believe like God picked me to be in this industry because like a 79-year-old woman to try cannabis, bro, after me telling her, and I don't know nothing. You know what I'm saying? I'm just
Usually
telling her
they're
about
not
something
doing
I
that.
read in a magazine, excuse me, in a newspaper. And I wasn't a smoker either, you know what I'm saying? But you know, for her to try it and for it to help her like that.
At that point, you wouldn't smoke.
I smoked maybe once or twice. Okay. You know what I'm saying? And both times I was super paranoid.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
You never smoked in the league, right?
Because it was while I was in the league, but it was like summertime. You know what I'm saying?
Okay.
And both times I had like not a great experience. You know what I'm saying? To make me say, oh, I want to smoke all the time.
Right.
But you know, for it to help her, just spoke volumes to me. It inspired me to learn more. And, you know, pretty much 18 months later, you know what I'm saying, we started off as caregivers, you know, so all of our patients either had HIV or cancer or whatever, so we was providing them, you know, heavy indica strains for pain relief and appetite and different things like that. And in 2014 is when, you know, pretty much in Colorado, you couldn't operate as caregivers anymore. You had to, you know, get a license or whatever. So we applied, got our first license, named the company Viola after her, and we've been off and running ever since.
Oh, so you started in Colorado. Mm-hmm. Then you...
So I went from Colorado to Oregon. I got a 40-acre farm in Oregon. You know, we only grow on 1 acre of it, and we produce anywhere from 4,000 to 6,000 pounds. You know, on that piece of land. We have a 50,000 square foot facility down in Detroit.
Right.
We fully vertically integrated there, so our retail location is open right now. Our cultivation should be open. It's been such a challenge, but hopefully in the next, you know, 4 to 6 weeks.
In Detroit?
In Detroit.
Okay, I want to talk about Detroit because I want to talk about the raid that happened in Detroit. Like, right. I remember you telling me about that raid that happened, and they closed down your business down there. What happened?
Yeah, I mean, that raid, at the end of the day, that raid's probably cost me now, in 18 months, like no bullshit, probably cost me like $10 to $12 million.
Wow.
In lost income. You know what I'm saying? When you look at like how big the market is in Michigan and the fact that, you know, prices of pounds of cannabis is still being sold for like $5,000.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Just because there's none there.
Right.
You know, it costs us a lot of money. But yeah, the raid happened illegally, obviously. You know, it took us 6 weeks to go through the whole court process to find out, for them to pretty much not even apologize, but, you know, drop all the charges. It's one of those situations where it's really tough on, you know, on us, especially because, you know, during that process, they shut down all our bank accounts.
Froze everything.
They froze all the bank accounts. They took other assets, but you still got to pay rent. You still got to pay electricity. Your landlord don't say, okay, we'll figure it out later. Right. They want their bread. Right. You understand what I'm saying? You know, we had to get 6 attorneys. But just imagine, I always tell people, like, just imagine that didn't happen to Al Harrington, right? Where I have other resources that I can continue to do that. Right. A lot of people lose everything.
And it happened to me. I'm done.
It wasn't even, and it wasn't our fault.
Yeah.
You understand what I'm saying? Right. This was something where the city and their police, you know, had a miscommunication, and, you know, look at now, it cost me over $10 million. Right. And it's like, it's nothing that anybody can do.
And it was illegal, you said?
It was an illegal raid, you know what I'm saying? And obviously that's the reason why, you know, all the charges was dropped, you know what I'm saying? But like I said, that still doesn't, you know, help us with our loss.
Right, because they're not going to compensate you even
if we sue, we could sue the city if we wanted to. But
any thoughts
the only thing with that, I thought about it, but at the end of the day, like, I don't want to come into a new environment like that and have a bullseye on our back. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So
now you got beef.
Yeah, so we decided to take the high road, and, you know, like I said, things are moving forward now, and, you know, hopefully we get our cultivation open in, you know, in the next 4 to 6 weeks.
Oh, nice. Because Michigan is it recreational?
It'll be recreational January 1st.
January 1st.
Yeah, they started December 1st in certain places like Ann Arbor.
Right.
I think in recreational sales in 1 month or whatever since December to now, it's already did $3 million in revenue.
Wow.
515,000 goes to the state. You know what I'm saying? So just when you think about that, like, that's huge. You know what I'm saying? In the market that's just started.
Right.
So yeah, we looking to participate, man, and get in there.
Wow, nice.